Hey there, I'm Rob from Stuff to Make You Smarter, and today I want to talk to you about the future of communication because it's really exciting where our technology is headed. If you think about the history of communication for a minute, you'll realize that mankind has been struggling to expand our ability to communicate ever since we started walking upright. We invented language, we invented writing, and our earliest forms of long-distance communication was actually drum beats and smoke signals. We moved on from drum beats and smoke signals to written letters that were transmitted over great distances by courier, the Pony Express, or even across oceans. And then, of course, we developed the telegraph and the telephone. So here we are now in the 21st century, and we have the internet, and we have faxes and cell phones and beepers and satellites, and we can communicate with anyone, anywhere in the world instantaneously. It sounds like it can't get any better, right? Well, if you think about how technology shrinks and shrinks and shrinks, in 50 years, we're likely to not have telephones at all. The smartphone that is so popular today, and which we're all addicted to, is probably not going to be around. And we'll probably have implants in our heads that allow us to communicate telepathically with other people, either in close proximity or over great distances. This concept is called radio telepathy, and it's actually really simple. What it means is that there's a chip implanted in your brain that translates the neural impulses of your brain into a radio signal that is then beamed to a receiver, in this case another human being, who has a similar chip in their brain. And they interpret that radio signal into a neural impulse back into that receiver's brain so they understand what message is being transmitted. And then you're communicating back and forth. Now, think about this for a second. This is actually a really cool concept. If I can communicate with another person telepathically, which is a very complex proposition, why can't I communicate with my toaster, or my car, or some other electronic device? Well, in fact, this is actually happening today. There are experiments underway right now where human beings are able to control cars with their brain, but it's hardwired, so it's not wire-free at the moment, but the technology is coming. All we have to do is cross that divide. And when we get there, it's going to be a really exciting place, because what this is going to do is open up communication in a way that mankind has never even been able to think about before. I will be able to communicate with anyone, anywhere, at any time, as long as we're on the same wavelength, so to speak. But where I think this gets really interesting is the ability to communicate beyond human. Because if I can communicate with a human being telepathically, why not another animal? What if we could implant a chip into the brain of a dog and then we could communicate with that dog? Now that is a far more complex proposition, but it's certainly within the realm of possibility. And that's why I think radio telepathy is an exciting concept and something that needs to be explored in the future. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go call Chris and work up our next podcast topic.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit HowStuffWorks.com. And don't forget to check out our other podcasts, free, on iTunes.